Tom, I don't know if you like the incoming weather or the current weather that a good chunk of our state is already going through right now, but you did like what you had to see if you're an Arkansas baseball fan this weekend. You pointed out some of the pitching staff. Wiggins, I think, cleared 99 a couple times this weekend. 4 guys as starting pitchers pitched 5 innings. What did you take away from the 4-game sweep over Washington State?
Yeah, good morning, guys. There was a little bit of symbiosis, or that every starter went 5. They only allowed a few runs. But I was thinking, I always tell you guys, like, we know that Dave Van Horn is going to push the right buttons and make all these right decisions. But there they were in the first game, about to lose that. And Wehiwa Aloy's basket catch back to the plate and turn and double up the guy tagging on third is going to be one of the best plays we see from the Razorbacks all year. It saved that run and basically probably saved the game. So they did not lose their home opener for the second time since 2022, and then they go on and get a couple of run rule games. But, they're off to the kind of start that we typically envision they're going to do.
Yeah, Aloy being one of the Golden Spikes, along with Gackle, guys on this team that, at least on the award watch list at the beginning, he struggled last season to start, Tom, just with the weather and everything else. He might be quicker to acclimate this year, it looks like, just based on his second year in Fayetteville.
Well, I mean, they certainly hope so. He made a little adjustment in his swing during the summer league, and it was something that Dave Van Horn said they had talked with him about last year, but he didn't want to switch it up in the season. So hopefully, he swung at a few pitches that were, he struck out on a couple of pitches that were out of the zone. But, when you're a power hitter, that's going to happen sometimes. But just being a little bit more disciplined, willing to go up the middle, that kind of thing is all going to help him. And then obviously his defensive play not affected. And maybe he will get off to a harder start, because I do remember last year a little slow out of the gate.
Yeah. Tom Murphy with us, brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. So now it's a trip to Arlington, a big upgrade in competition. What is it we should be looking for, and what should be the takeaways from this weekend, win or lose?
Yeah, I mean, how the starters match up against teams that are, maybe a little more offensive-oriented. And then you get to play the 2 teams from the Big 12 that beat you, that eliminated you, basically. And I know SEMO was the one who got them last year, but, TCU the year before beat them twice, and then Kansas State put them in the loser's bracket. So, how you match up against those guys. And you look at what they've done from an offensive standpoint, they've started different guys. They've started Souza and the kid from Vanderbilt in different games, and they've started Wehiwa Aloy. They started Michael Anderson one game at first. Rocco has been at first in right field. Kendall Diggs has been in. So, in other words, they're trying to find out what their depth looks like early on, and give guys, some confidence, and give guys some at-bats as they move along, and not be, set in their lineup. And I mean, even the backup guys like Bowles and the Becker, the backup catcher, they've done a pretty good job. So it's been a pretty good start for them so far. And of course, Brent Iredale has been everything they thought he would be.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. Had I want to say 8 hits maybe through 4 games, and really stood out this opening weekend. Tom Murphy, Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, Whole Hog Sports, brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Tom, switching gears to basketball, I know a couple of bracketologists, Jerry Palm, Joe Lenardi, have Arkansas in. Really doesn't matter what you do tomorrow night and everything else. I guess my question is, like, what we've seen from Auburn thus far. They've only lost 2 games all season, once at home to Florida, once on the road to Duke. Outside of just an emotional letdown, does this team have any cheeks in the armor that Arkansas can exploit tomorrow night?
Man, I don't know. They've got really good depth. The freshman Pettiford, Denver Jones, they got a lot of three-point shooters.
Mm-hmm.
Chad Becker-Mazzara is such a provocateur for the game last year. I can't remember if he got into it with somebody, or he almost did. And he's always got kind of on that edge. In fact, I think he might have gotten a technical or something in their NCAA game. But anyway.
He got tossed like 4 minutes into the game, Tom.
Exactly. So, maybe you're not trying to get under his skin.
Yeah.
But they're so deep. I mean, Cardwell, great rebounder. Broom, you're looking at probably the player of the year in the country. at his current pace. He only missed 2 games with the ankle. They're at home. I think Nate Oates said that Arkansas is really loud, but he thinks Auburn's got the loudest environment in the league right now. It is substantial, and so that's going to be a tough one tomorrow night.
So what about the significance of this Saturday, Tom? 1990 Final Four squad being honored for the first time. A bunch of guys going to be back in town for the Missouri game, which, by the way, is going to be against a top 20 opponent, a net one or quad one opponent. What do you think about the significance of this upcoming game on Saturday?
Well, the impact would be huge. I mean, I think it would put you on the right side of the bubble. I mean, you don't want to get blown out by Auburn, but just playing them helps your net ranking, and then just playing Missouri the next game helps your net ranking. If you beat them, you got to be, I don't know, within 4 games of 500 probably. I mean, you don't want to be 5 below. So winning that game and then getting one of those road wins we talked about before, Vandy or South Carolina, and then winning out at home. That's just so critical for them. I think if they can win out at home, they stand a really good chance to make it.
Yeah, and I think the home wins and then the win at South Carolina get to 8 and 10. You look at the net rankings. We were talking about this time as thin as the ACC is this year. They're not as deep. You got Duke, obviously, in line to be a number one, not overall seed, but one of the 4 number 1 seeds. Clemson. And then it gets, real questionable about the ACC. The Big 12's not what it's been. The Pac-12's not there. I mean, you say, well, 11, 12, 13 schools from a league. Well, I mean, when you consider the landscape of college basketball right now, 10-plus teams is a reality for the SEC, and it may be a dozen or more.
Yeah, it really could be. If I'm OU, I'm a little worried, though. I mean, they're basically, quote, in the field right now. They're way below 500 in conference. I just kind of worry the direction the rest of their season. But and Georgia, Georgia and Oklahoma, to me, are the ones, in Arkansas, the ones that have the most to lose as we head down the stretch. But, yes, wouldn't be shocking at all if 12 made it. 13, that would be amazing. And I guess that would mean LSU, South Carolina, and then one other team would be excluded. And it could be OU. I mean, it could be the Razorbacks if they don't close strong at home.
So what's the rest of the afternoon for you look like? I don't know if you're at the office or at the house, but you have the benefit of being able to work remotely anywhere. What does the rest of your afternoon look like, Tom?
Yeah, it's just what you said. I work from home a good bit. My daughter came down from Joplin to help me out over the weekend, and just going to be holed up, man. It's tomorrow's going to be so brutal. Might have to miss a treatment tomorrow, but otherwise we're on track. I've got 25 down, 10 to go.
Let's go, man. Well, you're again, I guess 3/5 of the way through it. Well, Tom, as we look forward to this game tomorrow night, you got basketball again on Saturday and baseball this upcoming weekend for going down to Dallas and Globe Life and everything else. Appreciate you jumping on with us as always, and we'll check in again on Thursday.
You betcha, guys. I always enjoy it. See ya.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from NBA and college basketball to the NHL and UFC, BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every three-pointer to hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here.